All right, Joe.
Oh, video games. Speaking of video games, did you know that in order to experience a video game, you gotta play it?
Yeah,
You been playing any video games?
I have actually.
Oh, no
I've
way.
been playing Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh, that game came out this year.
It did.
It didn't get any nominations for Game Awards. We
didn't.
all care about the Game Awards and what they think.
Oh man.
I bet it
Do you
must
know
be
what?
a very bad game if it wasn't on there or mentioned before.
Oh, it must be terrible.
It must
be
be.
an absolutely shit game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not far into it though. I will say I'm about 9 hours in.
Okay.
It's a lengthy amount of time to give a small, like, you know, what I think of it. So I have played the original Octopath Traveler, just to let people know.
Mm-hmm. You streamed
Big
it as well.
improvement. Big improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Big improvement on, well, practically everything.
Your character
Okay.
interactions finally make sense.
So I'm not far enough to judge that yet, because
Okay.
I haven't got enough characters for that to start happening yet.
Yeah.
But the things I love that it's improved on is combat is way better now, because you now have these. They've added a wrinkle to the battle system that I really like a lot. That makes it better. Because before you built up your basically you could. I don't know how to put it. Boost. Basically, well, they call it boosting. You could boost and then you could do multiple hits if you wanted to use all your boost.
Oh, is it like
points.
build up of a meter that you can use during
And sort of
certain attacks?
yeah, like a meter, yeah. So you could do regular attacks, right? You do your regular attack, and then once you do a regular attack, that goes towards like the boost meter if you haven't used it.
Yeah.
And it keeps building up to, I think it's 5, but you can boost up to 4 times. And that was the main, like, kind of like the Bravely Default thing, in the sense that, like, they took that mechanic.
Yeah.
Sort of. It's the same sort of thing. But the new wrinkle into it is each character has their own, they have their own meter that builds up, which allows them to do their own signature moves, and they're all different. They're all different kind of, like, things, like... The apothecary can mix potions without wasting resources, so you can go crazy with that when you get that.
Okay.
Like all the characters have their own special ones. Like the main guy, my main guy, he can use the special like moves that are custom to this meter. That does devastating damage. A lot of it is similar to the old battle system, but the new wrinkles really change it a bit, like make it more strategic, a bit more fun. There's a lot of the characters have unique. They all play differently. Like you have to think differently with it. It's still a very beautiful game. Oh my god, visual-wise, it's even more pretty than the first game. Like that HD2D engine. They're working it overtime on Octopath Traveler 2.
It got a lot of attention because of the way it was doing its graphics, where it was doing pixel but 3D pixels.
That was it was the pioneer of the HD2D,
Yeah,
which
it
now a
was
lot
the
of
beginning
indie
of it
games
around that time. Yeah, now
and now a lot of indie
games.
now a lot of indie games actually kind of using this kind of HD2D style
Yeah, it's
in
neat.
some way. I think
It's a beautiful style.
it is a beautiful style. The lighting is incredible. Oh man, the music in this game's so good.
I mean, I've heard so many
so
tracks from the first game that have been used in a bunch of video essays that I've listened to over the course of listening on YouTube and
mate,
stuff. So I imagine
I wanna
2 knocks out the park as well with it.
Yeah, the music in this one is just, oh, dude, there's some tracks in here that are like, oh man, these are bangers. Like, these are really, really good. This is really good music. And now it's actually making me really upset that this did not get a nomination for Best Video Game Soundtrack.
Oh, that was sort of the wound that we joked about that, was it? Sorry.
Yeah, this is actually really good music.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story. So the story's, again, it's similar. The structure works the same way as Octopath Traveler 1, where you choose your starting character, and then you spiral out off into like the other. You meet in the other ones. So it does work that way, and you can choose any point you want to start with. The character stories are better in this from what I've experienced so far. There's a lot more to them.
Yeah.
They're not as cookie cutter.
I remember in the first game, I think the complaint was that they're very disjointed from each other. Like, you'd play a story and you'd have a character in your party in some other character's story. And throughout their story, they just wouldn't really do stuff together. And then you have, like, these weird events where you can have these optional talks, like... I mean, I've not played the game, I'm just doing it from word of mouth, but... Yeah, apparently a lot of interactions just felt like they took you out of it a little bit, they didn't really make a lot of sense.
In some ways, that is still here, in the sense of, like, how you approach... Because I've got 4 characters on my team now. Okay. I have the... I won't go into, like, spoilers for, like, stories and stuff, because it's actually good stuff. The thing that this game does that kind of helps alleviate that a bit is when you get more characters on your team, I noticed there's side quests where they interact together, like the characters have side quests where they overlap with each other, and that's where they're interacting, so it makes them feel more like a party.
So there are specific side missions tailored to certain characters in your party.
Yeah, and it, like, links characters together. It makes it feel more like you're actually in a party.
Yeah. So that's side content, is it?
Yeah, it's side content, but the main content is still... Well, if you choose to do it, the main content is still, like, when you meet up a character, and then it will ask you, if you don't have to, though, it will ask you if you want to go back and play that character's start point. Like, if once you meet a character, and then you go back, and then all the other characters disappear, and then you play as that character's start point until you get back up to... the end of that character's point, and then they come, and then your character comes in and it's like, oh, join my team sort of thing. So it still does that kind of thing. But I don't know, it just works better here. I don't really know how to explain it. Like the side quests with the other characters make it feel more connected than the first game, because of that side content really helps. There's still a disjointment, but it's not as bad. And also characters in battle, I don't remember if this was a thing in the old one or not, but characters in battle call out other characters' names, so they still feel like they're there in battle.
Makes it
so
feel
I'm
like
not sure. I'm not sure if that was in the first one. I actually don't remember. But yeah, that does help.
Just little additions that help a little bit with it. That's cool.
Yeah, and it is fun. The battle system's really good.
That's the main thing.
And the stories are better. The 4 stories I've already picked up are already way better than the ones in Octopath Traveler 1.
Nice.
Like, they're just way more excitement to them. Like, even the cutscenes, I'm like, I want to know what's going on with this character. Like, there's one guy called I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but he's like a merchant character in a western kind of town.
Medieval
like
merchant man name.
No, he's not a medieval merchant. He's like a cowboy, like, you know, like country kind of western.
Very opposite.
Yeah, like he's a country western kind of merchant, like a proper you know, what's it called, like
cowboy.
The people who buy stuff, like basically like a selling stuff, like a prospector sort of thing. Yeah, he's like a prospector, but the way it's done in, like, it's a cowboy, so it's more, I don't know, and it goes into like capitalism and stuff. Like, it goes into like topics of that and everything. Like, it's deep stuff. Like, the stories are more adult. Like, they were adult in the first one, but they're more tailored. Like, they're more, I don't know, they're more grounded in, like, more, I don't know how to explain it.
They're more gritty. Yeah, they're more down to
a lot of them are. They're more. Yeah, they're a bit more.
For a darker, edgier sort of take.
Yeah, they've got depth to them, is what I say. Like, they're interesting. So maybe that's why I'm not too bothered by the disjointing this time, because the stories are so interesting that.
I mean, if they're good, they're good, right?
Yeah, it does work. Like, I don't know. It's so far I'm enjoying it a lot. Combat system's super fun. There's a lot of mechanics. So far, so good. It's a good time. And the music's absolutely stellar.
Hey,
I will actually I will actually send you a track because I'm actually using it in an upcoming in the Pokemon.
Oh,
episode,
that's the choice you've used it for, have you?
I've used one track. It's a very good track. I'm like, damn, man.
You at home are probably hearing it as well, right?
The sax in this track is just so good.
Saxophone.
Yeah, it's got a good saxophone.
Sweet.
Oh, it's very nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so that is Octopath Traveler. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, glad you're enjoying it. Nice to see you on the video game.
It's gonna be a while before I beat it, but yeah.
Good son of any RPG.
And do you want to talk about your thing next, and then I'll talk about another thing?
Yeah.
And we'll just go back and forward.
So,
a structure.
Friendo, compadre, or should I say, Shumba, I have officially finally started Cyberpunk 2077.
Hey!
The game finally came out about a month ago.
It came out this year, you know what? It categorizes as the 2023 release.
Yeah, it's now as good as time as any to finally play the game because obviously it just came out like a month ago, which is pretty cool. And so far,
out of early access.
Jokes aside, though, I'm really digging this game.
It is good,
It's the Night City is just it's a really appealing setting to me because I'm all about that gritty sort of undertones of just a dystopian sort of shithole city that takes place in the future, this dystopian sort of setting, and no, it's really cool. If I was to compare it, I mean, this is a very obvious comparison. You've played the Deus Ex games before?
Well, I dipped my toe into it, but I never really got super into them.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
It's like that, where obviously it's first person. I said this one is a lot more, I would say, a bit more sandboxy, because it's a really big city, and of course you've got the outskirts in the desert where you can walk about as well. But it's got a really good progression system. You can do multiple builds in this. And
isn't that what they they improved from the original? The progression system was absolutely crap or something, and then they had to change
apparently
it.
It wasn't great. I've not done a lot of research on the comparisons on what Cyberpunk
I don't know
back then to what it is now. I've just sort of picked up the game it's good to play this game though, and I just turned it on and I played it. And it comes with the Phantom Liberty expansion pack as well.
Oh, nice. So you've got the DLC as well.
Yeah. It's good because you can play that while playing the main game as well. You can sort of mix and match between all the missions you get in Phantom Liberty and the main game.
There's no level structure to it. You have to be of a certain level.
No. I think enemies scale to your level in Phantom Liberty. So if you ever jump out of it, you can't just do some story missions for a couple of hours. You can't jump back in Phantom Liberty completely overpowered. You can they actually scale to you, so you can treat them like they're just normal missions in the main game.
But difficulty.
I'm really liking this game. I love the city. It's completely fucked. Complete corporate propaganda. Wherever you walk, there are shootings in every corner. You're doing shady shit non-stop for a bunch of organizations or underground gang leaders. And I've got to a point in the story now where I've met Keanu Reeves, and his role in the story is really cool. I guess this is kind of a minor spoiler. I mean, the game's been out for 3 years now, so I suppose I'm fine with saying this.
2023.
Oh yes, sorry, it's a bit fresh. Maybe I shouldn't. So big, massive, major spoiler warning.
You can do a minor.
It's very minor. So Keanu Reeves is a ghost in your head. And because of that context,
I'm sorry, that sentence.
I know he's a ghost in everyone's heads. Let's be real, but when you get through the context behind it, you get some really cool interactions that happen. You'll be talking to someone, and then Keanu Reeves will pop out and just take a puff of his ghost cigarette and take off his ghost sunglasses and sit down in a car, and he'd be like, damn, V, I think we gotta kill these guys, stuff like that. And it's he's if I was to compare him, he's what Handsome Jack was in Tales of the Borderlands, where he's a ghost who gives his input. But he's a really good character in the game. He's this angry, hate-filled man who hates the corporations. He actually led a rebellion where he blew up a corporation tower way back in So it takes place in 2077, obviously, if the title did tick off there.
Yeah.
And that was back in like this year, actually, in Cyberpunk. It was in 2023, back when technology was really making a leap. And you've heard of Arasaka from the show, haven't you?
Yeah.
From Edge Runners. Yeah. So his character, Johnny Silverhand, really screws over Arasaka.
Oh.
And he dies in an incident. However, Arasaka, with its... Honestly, technology has advanced so much in this universe to the point that it's straight up magic, where you can plug a chip in your head and suddenly you see a ghost that has literal sentience and can talk to you and has a personality, and it's like they're not even
That's
dead.
Scary.
Yeah. It's like Jedi Force ghosts kind of thing, but techno Force ghosts.
Yeah.
And you can do some insane shit, like you can go for like a Batman simulation where you can put like a crime together, and you can actually go through a viewpoint of someone who got involved in it. Of course, it's massive conspiracy theories, and you can go through multiple... I've got like 5 main story missions to get through.
Nice.
And apparently all of them lead into multiple unlockable endings that you can get, which is really cool. It's
there's like
filled to the
multiple
brim
endings,
with content. And of course, now that I've got Phantom Liberty involved too, apparently that expansion comes with its own new endings too. So that's also been thrown into the mix. So it's hefty. Loads of content.
It's a big game.
Massive.
It's a big commitment.
Yeah, I can actually kind of see why it was so buggy at launch, because there's so many NPCs walking about and so many cars.
There weren't at launch.
And yeah, that's I mean, optimization issues aside, it was like it's a pretty big game. I downloaded it and it was like over 100. I think it was getting close to 100 gig. My PS5. I'm playing it on the PS5.
Oh yeah. It runs alright on there.
Yeah, I've seen minimum bugs, and of course with a game this heftier, it's you know, it's expected, but nothing's been game breaking. I've seen like a few teleportations here and there, but you know, nothing too like immersion breaking. Like it's fine. It's a game that is expected. It's fine. It's not like a point at the game where you're not expecting it to shit itself every 5 minutes. It's a game where you just expect it to have the bugs that come with a game, which thank God for that, because obviously we've seen some horror shows online back when it first came out. So I'm glad I'm not going through that experience, and I feel very sorry for those who did back in the quote-unquote heyday of Cyberpunk. But yeah, now is a good time as any to play. It's really fun. My build is that I use a sword, and I'm a sneaky dude who can dash in the air, and I can deflect bullets. And I can slow down time when I aim my pistol.
Damn.
So I can get like unlimited headshots. You can really overpower yourself in this game, to the point where like I have had to just rank up the difficulty a little bit. So I'm
you
getting
can
a bit more
adjust the
bang for my buck.
difficulty yourself on the fly.
Yes, you can do.
Oh, nice. So
like
it's got
most
the
games
element.
that kind of like have an RPG FPS progression system.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that, like say modern Fallout and modern Deus Ex. That kind of thing, where you've got like, you know, you shoot the gun, you get numbers, you have different perks, do different things. It's like a perky system. And of course, when you've got different perks in different attributes, you can get things like more access to different things, such as like you get superhero landings, you can get unlimited stamina on hip fire, you can do quick hacks as well, which I suppose is the equivalent of a mage build, like a techno mage, where you can actually go with no weapons and just hack people to death, which is really cool. And you can do that in combat as well, which is pretty sick. So it's pretty broad in terms of what you want your V to be like. I turned Dick and Balls on as well as Vag, which is pretty funny. So like whenever I go to open a wardrobe, my character is just like Twitch, sort of like that one day when artistic nudity slapped me in the face every single time. So I thought it'd be funny, and I'm like, yeah, screw it, let's turn on cocks and vaginas, why not? So yeah, that's a thing. You got a fully model dick. You can in fact edit its size. However, there are only 3 categories you can do.
Does it get perks?
It does not get perks, sadly.
Oh,
Your genitals do not get perks.
Your genital. Hey, that's a missed opportunity. You can buy, like, Cyberpunk's all about, like, bio-enhancing, right? Like, like, that is a missed opportunity.
Unless I've missed it. But yeah, dick technology has not advanced that far in the gaming industry, sadly.
That is a shame.
Yeah, which is funny because that was a big, like, talked about part on Cyberpunk. But honestly, like, no pun intended, it wasn't a very big, like, difference to the experience, to be honest. It's kind of just like a feature that's there if you want it, and there if you don't want it, and that's just kind of it. Humor. Yeah, all you get is a little slider saying tiny, normal, or massive, and that's it. Yeah, I know.
Which one did you go for?
Obviously, I'm going for the big one, right? Main character privileges, gotta have main character dicks. And of course, you all know that the heroes of the story have the best sex, so absolutely I'm going for that. Why the fuck not? It's just for laughs. Comes with physics as well.
Oh my god!
So when you turn your character around and it flops, I thought, it's funny.
This, right?
I went with the funny option, which is big cock. So I just
that poor person who like spent like hours like doing the physics for the penis. You know,
I hope they got paid extra.
Yeah, you got paid extra. Hopefully.
I hope they did. Probably not, but
probably
shame
not,
they didn't. Anyway, I've talked about cock and balls in a video game for about 3 minutes now. Builds are really cool, missions are really immersive, and the characters are really awesome as well. And of course, if you've watched Edge Runners, like you and me have, you get a big play bonus from that as well, because they've added a lot of references to the show too. Like,
did
they reference certain events that happen in the show a lot more.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a drink you can get where drinks are basically named after certain runners who make big waves in the sea, and you can get one called David, which is a really nice reference. Oh, that's great. Yeah. You can also get his costume as well if you look closely enough.
Oh, that's cool.
You can also get certain weapons that were used, like, I heard you could get Rebecca's shotgun, which is really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I have a question, because you know in Edge Runners, they have like that idea where if you augment yourself too much, you go insane.
Cyber psychos are a thing in this game, yeah.
Is that actually a thing in the gameplay?
Yeah, it doesn't apply to you. You can chrome yourself up as much as you want.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the thing that a lot of people have been talking about.
That is a missed opportunity.
You don't get that, sadly. But they recently added tram rides, which is obviously invoking the first episodes of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, when obviously the main characters on the tram you see the sea. They've added that recently. They've added new romantic events with romantic partners, which I have sadly not claimed yet. But I will tell you a funny story. I ran into this one corpo chick who was very angry and very to the point. And you do a little mission for her, and she helps you with a certain main story mission where it's very what's what I'm looking for? It's very covert, and she's just like, do this, do not mention my name, and we never knew each other. I'm fucking gone. And after the mission, she texts me saying that just those very words, and you can reply. Like, they can text back saying like, yeah, see you later, or you can be cheeky and be like, oh, you missed me that much, and I've just started to get to know you. And I thought it was a cheeky response, so over that response, a little bit like, haha, oh yeah, well, I thought that helped, yeah, that's all, we're gonna see each other, yeah, fair enough. And then she texts you back from the address, and I thought, oh, nice, I'm gonna get like a cachet of rewards and stuff. And I go to the address, and things are looking a bit more pinky. Lights are flashing red, and I was playing this after a morning shift, so 5 a.m. Brain Joe was on full force here. So here I am, real tired, walking through a motel. You can hear certain creaks, multiple creaks here and there.
Yeah.
I go through the door, thinking that my big old treasure of wonders was in the room. Open the door, and I certainly found the treasure of wonders, that's for sure. And I will leave that to the rest of it definitely led to a reward of sorts.
Oh,
that's
my
for
gosh.
sure. My innocent brain was like, oh, that's what you meant.
Oh dear.
And I felt very innocent all of a sudden, and I felt kind of bad about it. But judging by the way she took Force, I think that's what she was into. So maybe maybe we did both get something good out of that. But that was really funny. So you can get into
I'm glad you're having a really good time.
Funny, goofy situations like that. Very mature situations. This is definitely an 18 game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's a really fun immersive games. I love the setting. I'm glad that CD Projekt Red managed to bring this back from the absolute brink of its release.
They're working on a sequel, aren't they?
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah, and, hopefully this goes along better now.
Yeah, that's it. It's going great. It's really good. However, I completely stop and I reflect whenever I hear the I Want to Stay at Your House song.
Oh, no, they've got that in the game?
Yeah. Well, apparently that was just a track in the game, but of course they brought that.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the game first.
Oh, that's a banger song.
And then they brought it into the show, and now of course there's a lot more connotations and implications with that song if you've watched the show. And it's like, it's one of those if you know sort of songs, and whenever I hear it, I just stop whatever the fuck I'm doing. And I just get depressed for the whole majority of the song. And then when it's over, I continue the rest of the game.
Oh man, playing that song in that game.
It just pops on and everything just shuts down. You're like, oh god.
Oh god, man. This is depressing time now. Well, here we go again.
Single tear drop from the cheek. Every single time.
I really like that song though. It's a good song.
Yeah, the soundtrack's really good. And you've got multiple radio stations as well.
Oh nice, so they do like the whole radio thing.
So yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Jump on, Tumba. I'm having fun. The flatline, a bunch of gonks.
I need to get on Cyberpunk at some point. Yeah, if I can get it.
It's got loads
I think my
of content
PC.
now.
I think my laptop could easily run it. I think my laptop could run it. I'm pretty sure it could.
I reckon so. That's been about it with me with games.
Oh man, big one though.
More stuff
big one.
Than playing games.
Yeah, me too.
Do you want to go next?
Yeah. So the thing I've been watching, I've been watching Link season 2, which I've really enjoyed.
This is Animu, yeah.
Yeah, well, Animu. It's actually is it Korean? I think it's Korean. So technically, is it anime?
Oh god, not this subject again. That's been
okay, I'm not gonna. Let's just say it's anime.
Let's just released which is nothing I've been watching recently.
Yeah. I watched that
everyone's
too.
Like, is this anime? This isn't anime. No, it is anime. It's like, what?
Oh, you've watched it now.
I think I'm halfway through it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've just got to the bit when they've
I'll let you talk.
When they've quote unquote shot the film, but yeah, continue on with Link.
Okay, so Link Click is for I'm not gonna spoil this for you because this is season 2, but I won't spoil it. So basically, for you, it is a really underrated anime. I guess I'll call it an anime. It is a very underrated anime because you didn't even know about it.
No,
I watched season 1 like 2 years ago and I thought it was really good back then. But season 2, man, this show just took it up another level. It's so good. It's got so much. So I'll explain how it is. It's about these 2 guys. I can't say their names because I can't pronounce them. Lingua.
Oh yeah, we're really getting to the
Shoshing. Yeah. Shoshing. I can't say these names. They're like a lot of X's and L's and G's.
It's not Japanese enough. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, no. It's very hard names to say. But anyway, it's about these 2 guys who have powers. One of the powers is a person can see. One of the guys can see like into the future, sort of thing. Like he can. Not seeing, like he can, I don't know, he's got super high senses, so he can kind of see what's going on, like, really well. He's like a really good detective sort of thing, right? Like, super high senses.
Yeah.
And the other person can jump back using photos. As long as they have a photo, they can jump back into that photo and be that person in that time. So,
alright, that's a pretty balmy plot there, but
yeah,
part of the course. So
so it's called Link Click because they jump back into, like, they use their senses to solve cases to help people out. Someone comes with a photo and like, can you help solve this like case? I want to know what's happening, sort of thing. And then they show them the photo and then they do their thing. But as the first season's like one-off episodes where it's like They're deep stories, though. I'm not gonna say some of them bring a tear to my eye. Like they are very deep stories sometimes.
Oh yeah. Anime
Some
does
of
that.
them,
like good anime.
sometimes, yeah. Like it's very well done story. The second season more focuses on a one case situation, where it's like an arc basically, a one arc thing, which is what the second season does. But the first season's like one-offs, and then it slowly has a overarching story going on in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is such an underrated show. The animation is gorgeous in this show. I don't know what the style is. It's a very good style. It's not really. It is anime, but it's Korean anime, or that I don't really know how to explain. But it's got a very gorgeous animation style. It's like the action, the fluidity of the movement is really great. Like the action scenes are fantastic, especially in season 2. There's like this one fight scene where one of the characters puts on like these knuckles, and it's just like a proper like pure punch out, but like a really good, like it's just animated gorgeously. I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah. It's a fantastic show. More people should get on it. It's so good. It's getting a season 3 as well, so yeah, it's got loads of action in it. It's got a mystery. It's got loads of mystery in it. It's got a lot of action. There's a lot of like intrigue.
Yeah. Sounds a little bit like Summertime Rendering a little bit, where that had like
I was gonna say
not. I mean, like the kind of like reality bend, whether it's time or like replacing yourself with someone else, and that had a lot of intrigue and mystery as well as decent action scenes too. That's like
I like the way. Yeah, I do like the way that the show sets its groundwork. Like, like time travel is always fucking confusing, and
it always will be.
Right. Yeah, but this show has very strict rules in how it plays out, because one of the rules is when they're in the past, they can't change anything, or like they're not meant, that sort of thing. And it plays around. Okay. So it plays around with that. Can you actually change stuff or not? Like even if you change something, can it really change? And it plays around with that sort of thing.
That's funny.
Yeah,
usually it's like when the protagonist gets that power, it's like, I've got the power to change the future. But it sounds like this one is like, oh no, the plot is around like, can you actually do it? This is like what it's centered around.
Yeah. There's a lot. Like, is it actually already pre-done, or is like, and season 2 actually explores that quite a lot now as well.
Cool. Nice.
But yeah, it's a fantastic show. I actually highly recommend it, and not many people are watching it, and it's very good.
Maybe I will, very good. Because I've also caught up on a certain Animu, which also has insanely good action scenes. Probably at a certain cost as well, with the rounds that has been brought to light about the anime industry, but that's a whole other can of worms. Yeah,
we're not going to go into that. But yeah, what have you been watching?
I have caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. I'm up to date, and oh my god, Shibuya arc, man. It is a emotionally draining in a good way. As in like the oh my god, I can't believe that happened, and how much worse can it get, and what is going to happen to this person next, kind of like emotion draining. Because the story is taking it's the darkest arc of the entire series. I have not read the manga. I know a few things that happen in the manga, because it's kind of impossible to avoid when a certain big thing happened on social media. But yeah, I've been caught up, and it's still a really beautiful anime, and it's really well animated. The visuals are really cool. It's getting really down to the nitty gritty, and cursed energy as a concept is still kind of really confusing to me, because it gets really intricate, and I just see it as a key that just really needs some medical attention. That's like my depiction of it. And but the fights are like insanely bombastic. There's so much going on, to the point that sometimes I don't know what's going on, but when you do know what's going on, it's like, wow, it's like really high octane, and like there are lots of big stakes onto why things happen, and there are certain characters that like you love and you hate that get their big moments, quote unquote, in this arc as well. And you've not started season 2, have you?
No, I need to watch a recap of season 1 because I actually can't I remember it, but it's been such a long time. I watched the movie as well, right?
Yeah, oh that's good. So you're primed for season 2 because the beginning of the season.
Yeah, we saw the movie. Don't you remember? We went to see the movie.
Yeah, well I do remember. That's why I'm saying that. Season 2 begins with another prequel where it goes back in time again, but it goes back to further than the film.
Oh, okay.
It goes back to
so it's like a prequel of a prequel?
Yeah, Gojo and Geto, I think his name is. It goes back to when they were both in the academy, sort of thing. And there are certain family members who are no longer living in the present who get like a pretty cool moments. And obviously it drives the motivations as to why certain characters are the way they are now. And it's pretty tragic for the most part as well, I would say.
All right.
It goes into like the start of darkness for the bad guy as well. And how it came to be and how his philosophy works and stuff. And of course, you see how Gojo becomes completely overpowered like he is right now. Like I don't even understand what his power is. Like the limitless is like when you understand the space that's in between this space. I'm like, TLDR, you just can't fucking touch the guy. That's my version of it.
That's what I always thought his power was.
Yeah.
He's untouchable. He's like basically the Nagato, right? He's like.
Oh my god! If you want to put it that way.
So come on, man. Like,
there's another character who I compare to Nagato, and he's another long-haired pretty boy antagonist, kind of a massive dickbag. But I think he's far worse than Nagato. You know the dude who turns people into demons? Mahito, I think his name is. He's such a bellend. He's the biggest. He's so hateable, but the voice actor knocks out of the park every single time, and it's like, you're a shitty person, but you're a very good villain. And
man.
And of course, like the main characters it does a good job. Shibuya arc is, I'll say it's traumatizing, but a lot of the characters get really good screen time when they do get the screen time. And
man, I need to watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Some of the fights are pretty explosive, if I can say it in any sense of the word. To the point where it's like you see the power scale of some fights and you think, how the hell did the protagonists even stand a chance against this? How does anyone stand a chance against this?
Oh man,
it gets really balmy to the point where it's like it's like how Frieza was in the Frieza arc when you're first introduced to him, and it's like the power level is like impossibly high to the point that it seems impossible that the protagonist like even gonna stand a chance against this person.
Oh yeah,
that kind of thing. I mean, I'm gonna say something that might be a little bit of a hot take, but I still think that a lot of Dragon Ball characters can probably solo a lot of the Jujutsu Kaisen universe, but I digress. Absolutely. I mean
probably.
What's Gojo gonna do when a planet gets destroyed and he's in the vacuum of space?
I mean,
I've just seen a lot of Twitter discourse on that, and I'm like, why is this even still like a thing that gets debated about?
I'm pretty sure they could. They're the Dragon Ball Z cast are super powered.
Yeah,
they're kind of untouchable in some ways.
Yeah, I don't really go in too deep with the whole like anime stuff when it comes to social media, but I see things here and there, and apparently Chainsaw Man fans and Jujutsu fans get into a lot of fights here and there. I mean, it's inevitable with popular series, but it sucks because apparently both the main authors are mates, and they're quite similar in terms of like tone and setting as well.
They are pretty similar.
To the point that they made a death battle where Gojo actually fights Makima from Chainsaw Man. And apparently it's a really cool fight because it makes sense in both of their worlds. And apparently Chainsaw Man's getting the film as well, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, but Jujutsu Kaisen's really cool.
Everyone's gonna be barking in the audience.
Please treat the animators at Mappa with some more respect, please.
Please, treat animators with more respect.
Because they do an insane job, man. I mean,
they don't
deserve
Mappa.
the shit they get. They really don't.
I feel sorry for the animators at Mappa because I heard that Chainsaw Man was getting a film, and then I'm just thinking of those animators.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, you
I
poor
know.
sods.
It's funny as well because you think a lot of seasonal animes usually only get 12 episodes a season.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 gets 24, and you think that's amazing, more episodes. But also you think about the work that goes behind it, and you go, oh no, that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. Yeah. Yeah, I
so on
mean,
so forth.
I hope things get better. I really do.
I don't know, man. Japan is they're very set in their ways when it comes to
Yeah.
the industry.
Maybe
They always have been.
Maybe the outcry from the other people around
They
the
literally
world.
rely on Western outcry.
Yeah, maybe it will help. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Won't hold my breath, but we'll see.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me, really.
Yeah.
Been watching Link playing
Same here.
Octopath.
We need to move on because I'm starving.
Shit, we forgot about Scott
I
Pilgrim.
might. Do you know what we might do? We could
Yeah.
save that for maybe the next podcast because I've not finished it.
Yeah.
We could have a proper conversation when I finish it. 'Cause you've already finished
Okay,
it.
good. I finished it. Yeah.
Got a bit more
yeah,
into it
okay.
that way, yeah.
Yeah, fair. All right, we'll move on to the questions then. All right,
TLDR,
thank you so much for
Scott
watching
Pilgrim
this
cool
part.
so far. Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching this part. We'll see you back in part 4 with the Q&A.
Yay, questions and answers.